and welcome to the programme that hunts for antiques and collectibles in the homes of celebrities and then sells them for them at auction so that they can raise money for their favourite charities. And right now, I'm on my way to meet one of Britain's sporting heroes. Today's celebrity was a policeman for 10 years before turning his attention to the world of athletics. He went on to win 5 international Highland Games, competed at the Olympics on 3 occasions and was twice crowned World's Strongest Man. And a final clue, he's the most capped British athlete of all time. Any idea? To meet shot-putting legend and the former world's strongest man, Geoff Capes. And on today's Cash in the Celebrity Attic, we get a bird's eye view of the tiny passion in this big man's life. Oh my gosh, look at that! And I can always rely on Jonty to put his foot right in it.
It's oak.
Right.
Oak has much more
good, solid sort of wood,
much,
a bit like me.
Just like you. It's dense.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
And at auction, he's still trying to make it up to the big man.
Shake my hand.
Thank you very much,
Very
sir.
good.
For all this and more, keep watching when today's celebrity collectibles go under the hammer. Geoff was born in Lincolnshire and still lives here in a fabulous barn conversion. Having retired from competitive sport, he now trains future shot-putting champions for the Beijing and London Olympics. Geoff's other passion in life is breeding budgerigars, and he's currently president of the Budgerigar Society. Today, his friend Jim Swan, another budgie buff, will be helping Geoff get shot of some of his collectibles to raise money for his favourite charity. Now, I'm the brains. Where's the brawn? I see, Jonty, you didn't have your porridge this morning.
Been training for weeks for this, actually.
Well, don't worry, because we're about to meet someone who can give you a few tips on how to do that. He's a very impressive man, but I warn you, he's going to want some pretty impressive valuations. So why don't I go and say hi to Geoff Capes while you take a look at his stuff? Morning, guys.
Hi, Angela, how are you?
Geoff and Jim, you're like little and large, you
Yes,
two.
I know.
How did you two meet?
Jim lives next door, just behind the house.
And it is absolutely beautiful. You've got some wonderful things here. You're a bit of a collector, really.
Yeah, I've been collecting a few things over the years, and I love rummaging as well. I like going to the antique shows and auctions locally. And, you know, absolutely opposite to what people think with these big hands, you know, and the strength. I like the more finer things. I like birds especially.
Well, that's because of the budgerigars, of course, which we're going to take a look at later on.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
That's my hobby, and it reflects in what I collect as well.
So we're going to have some great things today to look at for your charity. Which one have you chosen?
MacMillan Nurses, and you know, personally, I've been involved with their charity a few years now.
How much are we hoping to raise?
Well, I want to raise around about £500 to £600. It'd be quite nice. You know, anything above that would be even better.
Should we make a start?
Okay, fine.
Geoff hates to miss a boot sale, and his home is full of interesting collectibles that he's picked up for bargain prices. So hopefully we'll have plenty of choice today. Our valuations expert, Jonty Herndon, has over 25 years' experience in the world of antiques. So, over to you, Jonty. You're getting ready for your lunch, Jonty.
It's not lunchtime yet,
Right.
but I've discovered this fabulous set of fruit knives and forks in this presentation box. It's a set for 6. Now, where was this from?
Well, I think it's obviously one of my rummages along the way, and I remember using it once. It's the sort of thing that you kind of, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's like was it a fruit knife and fork?
Yes, it's for fruit.
Yeah.
But if you look at the style, this is Edwardian.
Yeah.
So this set would have been made about 100 years ago.
Okay.
The great thing about sets like this is that they were used maybe once or twice and then more often than not put back into the sideboard and hardly ever used. That's the reason why you see a lot of them on the market today. But it's great to see them in their presentation box like this because they're very, very commercial. They will still sell as a consequence. But I've got this other set here, this set of silver spoons.
Right.
And I like these because they are very crisp. They kind of look like they've never been used. If you look inside the box there, it really is in pristine condition.
Very much so, yeah.
Guys, it kind of saddens me to put a value, and I will give you my auction value on this, but we're only talking £40 to £60 for the whole set.
Really?
Right.
So we're going to take those to auction.
Okay.
£40 from 500 means that there's still,
a bit more.
460 to go. I've done the maths.
Okay.
Let's now do the work.
Right, let's go then.
£40 still seems a pitifully small amount for these two good sets, but Geoff's happy to put them up for sale.
I haven't used them, so really, I don't think I'll miss them. So, off they go.
Jonty races off and finds this Beswick model of a white stallion. A typical product of this well-known Staffordshire pottery that closed in 2002, it's valued between £20 and £25. The next item to add to our booty today is this Royal Dalton cylindrical stoneware vase decorated with stylised flower heads and worth up to £30. We're on our way towards making £500 for MacMillan Cancer Support. Geoff may be the proud owner of several sporting records, but not many of the 78 RPM variety, judging by Jim's next find.
John Day.
What you got?
I've just got this out the garage.
Oh, I say, it's a wind-up gramophone.
Yeah.
So we see here, we've got the label here, Columbia. Now that sounds like a very American company, doesn't it?
It
somehow?
does to me, Columbia Records, yeah.
It's a British company.
Yeah.
It was established in 1922 to make machines just like this.
Yeah.
But it merged in 1931 with the Gramophone company to form EMI. So this is kind of like the forerunner to all of that. Because it was the 20s and the swinging 20s when all of a sudden machines like this were the new toy. Your volume control is just down there. So that's where the sound comes out.
Oh,
so if you want to turn it up, you open up the vents.
Close the vents.
And if it's a bit too noisy for you, you close that up like so. You've got the winder here on the side, but this is your stop-start mechanism here. Now, if I do that, it's great. See, it's wound up.
Oh, yeah.
And you should be able to put a 78 on there.
Yeah.
Because you've got the needle here, and you would have a perfect sound out of that. Yeah. So this is still in very much working order. Because when it comes to selling at auction, it matters that these work. It's not necessarily do they look good, but do they work? Because collectors will only invest money if they are in good working order. This looks fine. We can put this into the auction sale, and we're looking at, what, £50 to £70?
Oh, he'd be quite pleased with that now, wouldn't he?
So we'll put that in the auction sale for the charity.
Oh, right.
Very good news.
Yep.
That's music to my ears. Let's
good.
go and find some more stuff. Let's go this way.
Right, we're going to have a look now.
Well, Jonty and Jim want to put this gramophone up for auction, but what does its owner think?
It's quite a nice item, actually. It's made of oak and it's in good condition. And obviously, we hardly see a record today. There is the CD, and I don't think the CD will play with the old scratcher. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice piece, and again, it could make a fair bit. So I'm quite happy for it to go.
As I leave Jonty and Jim to continue tracking down treasure, I'm keen to hear more about Geoff's terrific sporting achievements. Geoff, what was it like the very, very first time you were told that you were going to represent your country?
I suppose in a way it's the letter that comes, from the royal family, where it says you have been selected to compete for your country or Great Britain. And you run around the kitchen 3 or 4 times waving the letter, and it's a great feeling. But when you think I competed for Great Britain 67 times, as well as England 35 times, and so on, it was a huge career in terms of athletics, and then to have it continued later on in other sports.
What was it then that made you want to do the world's strongest man?
Because in that competition, although be it, I'm not silly enough to think that I am or was the strongest man in the world. I knew guys working on the farm that were stronger than I was. It's just that the disciplines that you challenge, you're pretty good at them and you beat the guys there. That's another one of the things that, I set out to do and actually did it.
Tell me about the charity that you've chosen. Why the Macmillans particularly?
Well, I think it's very, very important. I mean, my brother David, he died with cancer, a form of cancer. And God forbid if anything happened to me, I know that I would, be well looked after. I just can't think of them in a better light, really, because they are wonderful people.
Well, we want to raise lots of money for them, so we'd probably better get back to work. Thanks, Geoff. It seems only appropriate that after that chat, our next find is a collection of Geoff's sporting ephemera that he's gathered over the years, including a collection of photos of Geoff and a Lions trophy presented to Geoff at a strongman competition in 1970. This little lot's worth between £30 and £50. The rummage is still going strong, and Jonty heads to the dusty old cupboard under the stairs for his next discovery.
Guys, can I see what I've found here?
All right.
It's a Geoff Capes size box.
It is, isn't it? Where did this come from, Geoff?
Again, rummage, probably one of the local boot sales down the road, I suppose.
So what's the story behind this then, Jonty?
Well, this is a travelling box.
All right.
A box like this goes everywhere with the owner, because on the inside is revealing a writing slope.
Right.
There we go, like
Which
so.
needs a bit of TLC.
Well, actually, you're not quite right.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
an understatement there, Geoff.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
but it's interesting because it shows you clearly where the wear happens in writing slopes like this. I love this. Look at this, that little ink
Yes.
bottle there.
Oh, it's still
of
there.
course, with the dried ink.
Right.
You can shake it rather than see it as a liquid form. And all these beautiful little compartments here are designed to put your writing implements, your stamps, your nibs, your pens.
Yeah.
They are beautiful, beautiful boxes. It's just a lovely shape and form.
I mean, the locks are super, aren't they?
Yes,
They're
all the detail.
Yeah.
With antiques, it's all to do with detail. If you look at anything, even the hinges, they're all crafted beautifully.
How much do you think it might make?
Well, just so sadly, very little, because it just needs so much work doing to it. Do you remember how much you paid for it?
No, at all. Very little. Probably
Yeah.
£5, maybe up to £10.
Well, that's good, because we'll more than do that at the auction.
Yeah.
We're looking at auction, what's still £30 to £50.
Oh, well.
It's a lovely box. And one day, that will be a lovely box again. Somebody will put the TLC in required to do it up. Lovely thing. But if you want to put it towards the charity, be a wonderful thing to
Yeah,
sell.
no problem.
Yeah?
Then that's what we'll do.
Let it go.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, fine. It's something that obviously I kept back because I felt that I could do it up or improve it or, certainly make it better than it was. I probably bought it like that, and I don't think I'll ever get round to it, so I'm quite happy for it to go.
£500 is our target for MacMillan Cancer Support, and Jim finds this collection of small silver artefacts, including a condiment set, napkin rings and a sugar scuttle. This little treasure trove could make us upwards of £40. Jonty soon discovers his next find, but steady there, don't you think you should let Geoff carry that?
Geoff, come and have a look at this cabinet with me.
Okay, dokie.
Now, this is something you might consider putting into the sale?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
Where was this from?
Again, rummage, probably either a local auction, just jumble or whatever.
Right.
But this is not in bad nick, is it, really?
It's very good. It has a weight to it.
Yeah.
And because it's so weighty, that's an indicator as to what material they've used to make it.
Okay.
It's oak.
Right.
Oak has much
good,
more of a-
solid sort of
It's
wood.
much-
bit like
much-
me.
Just like you. It's dense.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
I'm talking about the timber.
Oh,
here.
right. Okay, fine.
But where is it from? Have a look at the door.
All right.
Have a look at the lock.
Right.
So the escutcheon here
Yeah.
and the hinges here.
Okay.
Now, that's not English. It's continental.
Is it?
Yeah. Where it's from, not quite sure. Whether it's French, German, I can't decipher at the
German,
moment.
yeah.
But the decoration here, again, is very continental.
All right.
So it didn't start life in this country. So value-wise, because it's in such good condition, 40, 60, maybe 70, maybe a little bit more.
Good.
Is that all right with
So
you?
it goes a little bit towards, yes, that's fine with me. It's
Good.
quite a nice little object. It's
Nice.
nice to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it to go to a good home.
Yeah, that will sell.
Yeah, lovely.
All right?
Yes.
Good
no
little
problem.
find.
Good.
This way, sir.
All right. Okay. Lead on. It's something obviously I don't use, something I picked up, and it'll make a nice profit. And so we will go along with that.
This little cabinet is just the kind of item that's popular at auction, so we've every hope that it'll be a winner with the bidders. Tucked away in a little nook, Jim finds these 5 Prattware plates. Originally named after the Staffordshire pottery F&R Pratt, Prattware refers to a particular style of ceramic made all over Britain between 1780 and 1830. Moulded in relief and featuring country scenes, they're not really in fashion, but we'll be hoping for at least £40 at auction. With Jonty and Jim continuing the rummage, I venture into the garden shed, or should I call it the aviary, to learn more about Geoff's other passion in life. How did you ever get interested in budgies in the first place?
Well, it's quite funny actually. I was a policeman once upon a time, and I went to serve a warrant on a chap. And when I knocked on his front door, he didn't come to the front door straight away. I actually looked in his front window, and in his front room was all these different coloured budgerigars. So eventually, when he did come to the door, I said, "Can I come and look at your budgerigars?" And I put the warrant in my jerkin. So I sat in his front room, had a coffee and a biscuit, and then he showed me all the budgies and taught me all the different colours. And after about half an hour, I said, "Oh, by the way, there's a warrant for your arrest." So I arrested him, took him down to the police station, and then bailed him out, brought him back. And he gave me my first 2 pairs of budgerigars, and that was in 1969.
But what do you think it was about them that made you think this is something I want to do?
These provide me the joy. I'm coaching the youngsters, and off they go to a show and say, "Look at me, I'm Geoff Capes' budgie," you know.
And you've got some absolute...
Yeah, I've got. There's one in there. Mum's sitting on it, but if I pull it out there, like, if I show you.
How old's that baby then? A day or two old?
Well, this one is only around about 2 or 3 days old. So there he is.
That tiny little thing in Geoff Capes' big hand. That's gentle Geoff Capes.
That's, well, to some people anyway. To my budgies, I'm gentle.
And they're so
He
cute.
could be a world champion.
This could be
This could
a
be.
world champion.
Yep, there he is.
Look at that.
And he hasn't got a feather on his body yet. There we go, look. And then you go back. Well, you know budgerigars, they don't actually build nests. No, they just scratch out hollows in trees naturally, and so they have a hollow, and then you just throw in a hand of sawdust, and they scratch away, and off they go.
And that's it.
And the rest is normal.
They're absolutely adorable. We could stay here and talk about them all day, but I think we've got some work to do back in the house, haven't
Yes,
we? Shall
find
we
some more.
get going?
Okay, fine.
Back inside, Jonty finds this 19th century French porcelain flower trough, decorated with frolicking cherubs and foliage, worth between £20 and £40. All that talk of budgies earlier has led me to my next find.
Geoff, Jonty,
Come in.
I found another budgie. I don't think this is one you've bred, though, Geoff.
A bit skinny for mine.
A bit skinny for yours, isn't he? Where's he come from?
Probably a rummage sale or somewhere half decent that I get into.
Well, what sort of a budgie is he, then?
Well, he's a green one and yellow. And he's made of pot.
Well, I'm sure Jonty can tell us a bit more about him than that.
Well, you've got the back stamp here of Wade,
Ah, right.
Stoke-on-Trent,
Yeah.
Clossery. This is probably done by a maker or a designer. Faust Lang was the name.
Right.
He was instrumental in doing quite a few budgerigars
Okay.
for Wade. So therefore, we're talking 1930s, all hand-painted. So that's very good indeed, because it makes it rare, which is very nice.
How much do we think it might make, then?
I reckon that if we were to put it into the auction sale, it should be in excess of £100.
Oh,
so we're
good.
talking £100 to £150.
Very nice.
What do
Yeah.
you reckon, then, Geoff? Is it something you think that we could take to auction?
It's not bad for an old bird, is it? No. Yeah, I think so, but I'll think about it.
All right. Well, before it flies away, shall we put it back in the cabinet and then you can
Okay.
think about it?
Thank you.
And let's see what else we can take to
All
auction.
right.
Come on then, Geoff. Let's go
Okay,
this way.
fine. Yeah, I'm a little bit partial to budgerigars, and that's obviously my hobby, and that's quite a nice one. As it was explained to me, it's quite a rare one, so I'll think on it.
With the day almost over, I come across this turn-of-the-century miner's lamp given to Geoff as a gift at a miners' solidarity meeting in the early 1990s. It's now worth between £20 and £30. Still hunting for those last few elusive items, we've got a bit sidetracked with more memorabilia from Geoff's sporting days.
Is that you all around there?
Well, it's a little me,
Yeah.
you know, because I competed up in Scotland for many years and won the Scottish, European and World and Braemar Highland Games many times. And a lot of these trophies, they actually engraved you. There's one of me actually throwing a hammer there, look, you can see through there. There's a montage of 3 figures of me throwing there. There's me tossing the caber there, look.
Did you wear the kilt when you did
Oh,
these?
very much so. The Royal Stewart for Her Majesty the Queen, an English Scotsman.
So I'm guessing then, Geoff, that this is something we're not going to take to auction.
No, this is one of the pride and joys, hopefully be handed down, you know, to the kids.
But I have found something that might go to auction, Geoff.
Let's take a look at that.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes, yes. Now, I happen to know that there's a leghorn cockerel.
Oh, do you?
Yes,
Why?
do you know that? Because it says so on the underside.
Oh, right, yes. Yes.
The colours are gorgeous on it, aren't
Yes.
Very pretty.
And the great thing about Beswick animals is that they're all hand decorated. What I'm always staggered to think about is that when these objects are glazed, they're totally different colour. The pigmentation only changes, of course, when it comes out of the kiln. Goes in completely different colours, but when it comes out, look at that.
Gorgeous,
wonderful.
isn't it? Gorgeous colour.
And that's the reason why people are so turned on by this kind of wear. It is decorated. If you look closely here, you can see how the colours have bled there. That is because it's hand decorated.
What do you think that'll make, roughly?
70 to £100.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
So we think, what, lowest estimate £70
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
Well,
very
I've done a
good.
tot up on all your lowest estimates, and taking into account the fact that we're not sure whether or not we're going to take that rather nice little ceramic budgie with us as well.
All right.
You want to raise £500 for
Yes,
it,
around
don't you?
about 5.
Well,
yeah.
without the little budgie, it comes to, at Jonty's lowest estimates, remember, £420.
Oh, right.
But if we take the budgie, which is about £100, that makes it £520.
Oh, so we've just about made it, yeah?
You've got a bit of thinking to do, I think, Geoff, before we all go to the auction, because we obviously want to make as much money as possible. So let's see what happens when we turn up at auction.
OK, lovely.
We're all cock-a-hoop with Jonty's final find of the day, and with the rummage over, here are some of Geoff's most interesting items heading for the sale room. The 19th century French oak cabinet valued between £40 and £60. The collection of Geoff's sporting ephemera will hopefully fetch at least £30. Despite its damage, this gorgeous Victorian mahogany writing case should raise £30 to £50. And we'll have to wait until the auction to find out if Geoff does decide to sell his Wade model of a budgerigar. But it would net us an extra £100 to £150. Next on Cash in the Celebrity Attic, when Geoff's items go to auction, which will be the surprise winners?
Keep going, very good.
And which will be the false starts?
Oh, come on.
Find out when the hammer falls.
Well, it's been a week or two since we were with former world's strongest man and now champion budgie breeder, Geoff Capes, at that lovely home of his, looking for things that we could sell today here at Bamford's Auction Rooms in Derby. Now remember, it's Geoff's ambition to raise at least £500 to go to the work of the MacMillan nurses and the terrific things that they do for cancer patients. So we're rather hoping that we're going to get some really strong bids today and that all of his items will fly out of the auction room.
Our antique hunter, Jonty, back to keep us company, has got his hands on one of Geoff's birds, and it's not a budgerigar.
Jonty, the cockerel looks rather splendid in this setting, doesn't he?
Beautiful plumage, as they say.
But then we've got some really nice things that Geoff has given us today to sell.
I love the silver spoons, that little collection. That should do well. And I love that two-door cabinet. That was very good quality. You know, Geoff's got a good eye.
He has, hasn't he? Maybe we'll have to stop him buying things.
I can imagine that.
But the big question is, I wonder, did he bring the Wade budgie?
Oh, yes. And do you know what? I hadn't heard any tweeting around here at all.
No, I can't, but I think the big man's arrived, so let's go and ask him, shall we?
And it's great news.
Geoff, you brought the budgie.
Oh, yes.
Well done.
Yes.
Decided to do it.
Well, we hope we're going to get a good price for that today then, don't we, Jonty?
That's really good news. Well done. That's going to make all the difference, I'm sure.
Lovely.
Now, you've also brought the gramophone. Have you seen it? Because it's really scrubbed up well. I think we'll get a good price for that, and we're hoping we're going to get a good price for everything else today, aren't we?
I now got a very good vibe that today is going to be great fun and we're going to raise lots of money.
Oh, good. That's the main thing.
Well, I think we better put him down because he's going to fly off to a new home today, and the auction room's already filling up, so should we go and take our place? Lead on,
Let's go, Jim.
Calling the shots today is auctioneer James Lewis. So how does he fancy our chances?
Well, all Geoff's items are classic antique sell lots, so I think they're going to do really well. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the Wade model of the budgie. There's one person that always buys all of our Wade birds. Phoned him, said we've got a Wade budgie. Fantastic, he said. I've got a very good client for that. All of the Wade budgies that I buy from you, I sell to Geoff Capes. And slight problem.
Whoops, we'll have to hold Geoff's hands down for that lot. It's worth remembering that if you're planning on buying or selling at auction, you'll have to pay commission and possible other charges, so always check with your local auction house first. The sale's under starters orders now, and our first item is about to go under the hammer.
1846A, Victorian, mahogany brass-bound, writing slope.
It's seen better days, Geoff, hasn't it?
Well, I'm afraid it has, because it's been in the garage a fair while, and I didn't realise it was beginning to get worse for wear, but I was told somebody that's pretty good at woodwork and polishing up can do a good job with it.
Well, let's just hope it doesn't go cheap then.
£35 is bid at £35, absentee bid.
It's already got 35.
Oh, well.
40 anywhere at 35, 40, 5, 50, 5,
Don't knock it.
60 nodding, 5,
Going?
75, 85,
This is great.
95, 110.
Fantastic.
Oh my good grief. It wasn't as bad as what we thought.
£110, 120 do I see? Coming back at 110.
There you go.
Impressed?
Not bad.
Shake my hand.
Thank you very much,
Very
sir.
good.
That was a brilliant way to start the auction, with a number of bidders wanting to spruce up this writing slope with some TLC. After that great first sale, we mustn't get cocky with our next item.
Lot 1856A, the Beswick Cockerel.
Let's hope it is going to make a lot of noise, Geoff.
Hopefully it will. He said it was nice. If it doesn't, I'm going to blame him.
That's all my fault if it doesn't sell.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 bids on it.
4 bids already, Geoff.
115 and 120.
Oh, very
130 do I
nice.
see?
Very
Started
nice.
130
already.
anywhere. All the bids on the book at 120. I see
lovely.
130 in the room. 120, all sure at £120.
Oh, well. Good, all
Top of
right.
the estimate.
120.
That's wonderful.
A fantastic sale that's feathered our nest by another £120. We really want bidders to dig deep for our next item.
Steel and brass miner's lamp.
Did this ever actually go down the mines, do you think, Geoff?
Yes, it actually did. It is a genuine article piece that actually went down the mine as well.
And there are people who, for years, have collected these, aren't there, Dante?
Yes, it's the early ones that make the money. But if we can make £20, £30, that's all going to the charity.
20, 22, 25 and 28 for you. 28, yes, and 30 where? At 30, 30. Do you want it? £30 at 28 standing, 30, thank you, and 2, 32, 35. One more, go on. 35, 38, 38 and 40. Don't lose it for
Very
£2.
good.
One more. Yes, 40, thank you. 42, 42, 45. Almost there. You won't bid again.
Very good.
Well done. Thank you for your bids at 42. To the left at £42. Yours.
Oh, jolly good.
Good
Right.
job. £42. And we thought it might get 30, so
Oh, cool.
that's money in the pot.
Right hand. Very good. Very good.
Another great sale, and we're on a roll. Only 3 lots down, and already we've made over half of our £500 target for MacMillan Cancer Support. Let's hope our next item continues our unbroken record of good sales.
The Royal Dalton stoneware vase.
Now, where did you get this, Geoff?
Again, on my probably rummaging around either boot sales or auction houses or whatever.
So you
I
probably didn't
picked
pay a
it
lot
up.
for it then,
No,
did you?
not at all. No,
What do you
probably
think?
about £10.
Well, we
Something like that.
We want to get at least 20 to 30 for it.
Very nice.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Super. Yeah.
£20 for it somewhere. £20 bid. Second row at 20 and 2 do I see? 22, 22. 22, sir, thank you. 22, 25, 25, 28, 28 and 30. One more.
Go on.
30 standing, 32, 32, 35, 35, 38, 38 and 40.
Yeah.
42, 45. At £42. You sure? At 42? You missed the last one.
That's great.
At £42.
Not bad,
At 42. Anybody else at £42?
That's all right.
Now that's a big price for a very small pot.
Especially as Geoff only paid £10 for it. Good work. Can we keep this pace up with our next lot?
Lot 1886A, the Beswick model of the Stallion.
Well, 20 to 30 pounds is what we've asked. Pretty moderate and modest price, that, Jonty.
We should go through that.
£25 starts at 25 and 30. 30 do I see? At £30 on the answer. 30.
Oh, that's a bit better.
5, 40, 5, 50 on the aisle. At £50 and 5 where? At 50 on the aisle and £55 do I see? At £50, all sure.
There you go.
Saddle up, £50 in the pot.
Another terrific sale, galloping away with over double the estimate. We can't be so confident about our last lot before the halfway point, though, as it's not in perfect condition.
1896A, the 19th century French bisque porcelain flower trough.
I think it's a beautiful little object, obviously well modelled, and whoever the artist is that put it together. And I just think it's a super little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
40, 30.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not going to bid, I'll pass it. It'll make £30, well done. Somebody with a charity.
Yes, very good.
30. Are there two of you out there? Come on. 35.
I think it's well worth
35
that.
you.
It is, yeah.
35. 40.
Oh, good. He's
40,
working
well
hard
done,
for you,
sir.
Geoff.
He is, well done, sir.
45. One more. Go on. Thank you. 50. And 5. At £50, front row. At 50. All done at 50.
Satisfied with that?
Yeah, I think so. It's well worth that.
You don't feel you've got to go and beat him up for a bit more?
No, I was watching him, though. I was watching
Jim.
quite close.
That last sale certainly beefed up our totals for this first part of the auction. But just how much have we made so far?
OK, team. This is the half-time summary. And £500 is your target, isn't it,
is,
for
it
MacMillans? £500 will go a long way with those MacMillan nurses.
Yes, it will, yes.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, we've still got the silver to come. We've still got the lovely budgie. But you've made so far £414.
Wow.
We're on our way.
What a result.
But it is only the halfway point. And, Jonty, you want to have a look around the auction room, don't you?
Yes, this room has so much stuff. I need to take a closer look.
OK, so while Jonty does that, why don't we go and take the weight off our feet? Come on.
On the strength of that terrific first half, we're taking a well-earned rest while Jonty goes bird spotting.
Now, this auction room is jam-packed full of fine art, but this is great fun. Just take a look. Now, the two birds in the cage literally make bird song. Underneath is a key which whines, and inside are bellows to make really sweet bird noises, so it's known as an automaton. In the 19th century, the French perfected this art, and it's those automatons that make huge sums of money. They have to be in good order, but this one is 1920s, and you can tell that by the moulding round the outside. It's not as sharp as 19th century versions. And the cage always seems to be this size, so it's definitely 1920s, not 19th century. Value, therefore, is less, so we're talking £50 to £80. Let me show you. See what I mean? They're great fun. Now, if Geoff was to spot this, I'm sure he'd be tempted. So I'm going to hide it from him.
Oh, you meanie, Jonty. Just don't let Geoff find out or you could be in trouble. After that great first half, we're all looking forward to the second part of the auction. First to go is Geoff's interesting collection of small silver pieces.
Lot number 1926A, the Edwardian two-handled boat-shaped sucre, well embossed, and it's got the napkin rings as well, and the plated condiment.
This is a great little lot, Jonty, isn't it?
Yes, I've estimated this around £40 to £60.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bids, and 55, 80, £85 bid. That's £85 and 90 now. At £85 and 90 I see. 90, 90 and 5, 100.
Nice little bits in there.
At 95.
Well, we're always up to 95.
At 95 and selling, all done at £95.
Oh, good.
It's a
That
good
wasn't
collection, Jonty, for £95, isn't
Yes.
it?
Proper dealer's lot, that.
The auctioneer's really giving it his best shot for us today. With that one sale, we've already hit our £500 target for MacMillan Cancer Support. The question is now, how far can we go? We're hoping for at least £40 for our next lot, the 5 Prattware plates. But are they too unfashionable to sell?
Once upon a time, they were highly collectible. The market's fallen somewhat, so we've actually got 5 altogether in the lot.
I see £50 for them to start them. 50, 50 bid in the red. At £50 and 5 do I see. At £50 and 5, 55, 60, 60 and 5, 70.
Very good.
65 has it and 70 now. 70, go on, you want them. 70, yes, stick your arm up for me. 70, well done. 70, one more. At 70 and 5. At 70, with you at £70.
£70?
Oh, well.
At 70.
Very good.
That's a very good result.
Not bad.
Not bad for plates
No,
that
no.
are collecting dust in the bottom of the cabinet.
Very much so, yes.
Pretty good for a set of plates that Jonty feared would be out of vogue. Our next items, valued between £40 and £60, are for eating fruit, but Geoff had a more unconventional use for them.
Did he ever let you use them, Jim?
Only in the birdcage once. people weighing the eggs.
Really?
They look nice in there. Funny enough.
In the bird cage? I bet they did. Well, whoever buys them is clearly not going to use them for that. Oh, you never know, do you? You never know.
£40 is bid and 45 do I see? 45, 50, 55, 55, go on. At £55 do I see? At 55, at £50 do I see 55? 55, well done. 60? At £55 they're standing. 60 do you want? You bidding? You need at 60. 65, 65, 70. Shake of the head at 70 and 75. 75
Oh, very good.
At £75 down the centre. At 75 and 80. Anybody itch and you've bid? At £75, do I see 80 anywhere? At £75. Anybody else?
75?
Very good.
Who knows what the new owner will be using this silver cutlery for? But we won't worry about that, as it scooped us a fabulous £75. We've got a tweet in store now worth at least £100. At any other auction, Geoff would be bidding for this himself, but will there be other bird fanciers out there today?
Lot 1956A, this is a classic Geoff Capes lot. This is the Wade model of the budgie. And 2 bids on it, £100 starts it, 110 do I see?
Great.
At £100, 110 is it? At 110, 110, 120, 130. At 120 has it, 130 anywhere. At 120, 130 do I see? 120, absentee bid. At £120, 130, just in time.
Just got in.
All done. At £130, right in the centre.
There you go, lovely, well done. Well, that's not bad for a budgie in any circumstances. You know, if you go to the pet shop, they're £15. So I think pound for pound, it did quite well.
We've got just 3 items left in today's sale, the first of which is one of Jonty's favourites, the small oak wall cabinet valued between £40 and £60.
I reckon it's a nice little cabinet. Let's see what it makes.
£40 for it. 40. £40 somewhere. 40's bid and 5 now. At £40, 5. 45, 45, 50. 50 and 5. 60.
People want it. That's a good sign.
70, at 65 to the left. At £65. 70 do I see? At 65. All done at 65.
Well spotted, sir.
A fiver over your top price there.
Yes.
Good result.
Right one. Yeah, I think that was a super result. The amount it made, I think, was pretty good, especially for what I paid for it.
Geoff certainly seems to know how to spot a bargain at a car boot sale, and this cabinet was no exception. Time now for our penultimate lot of the day.
1986A. There we are. It's the Gramophone.
Where did you find it, Jim?
Oh, I found it in the garage. Yeah, I went up there one morning to get some birdseed out for the budgies light. Went in there, moved the sack of it, and there was this gramophone there. A bit dusty like to start with.
It was filthy dirty.
Yeah, they've done a great job on it.
But the most important thing is the gramophone works. And for that reason, we should be selling it and selling it well.
And £40 for it, please. 40. £40, 40 bid, 40 and 5 do I see? At £40 and 5, 50, 50 and 5.
Oh, there's a lot of interest in it.
60 and 5.
Wow.
At £60 has it and 5 now. At 60 and selling at £60, 65, 65 new place. At 65 and 70, 70 and 5. 75, one more. 75. 75 and 80. At £75, one more. No, at 75, ladies bid. All done at £75.
I'll give her a kiss for that.
Oh, sweet music. We're still in the groove with another chart-topping result. Now for Geoff's personal best, his own collection of sporting memorabilia. This is the kind of lot that could go for a pittance or a fortune, depending on how many Geoff Capes fans are here today. But we're hoping for at least £30.
Tell me about this French rampant lion awarded to you at the strongman competition in 1970.
Yeah, one of my early strongman competitions, and this is one of the porcelain kind of awards that you get. Sometimes it's cut glass, but this is a porcelain lion, probably showing strength and fortitude. Nice little thing.
Well, let's see what it does.
£35 starts it, 40 now. At 40 now, 40 and 5. 50 and 5. At £55 and 60. 60 where? 60 do I see? 60 and 5. 70 and 5. 80.
Come on. One more.
£75. Absentee bid at 75. 80 anywhere. 80 and 5. 90 and 5. 100, 110.
Wow, great, Geoff.
120 has it. 130 now. 120. All done at 120.
Very good.
Yeah, lovely.
Sabo.
Super.
That's really good.
Well done, Geoff.
You're a very calm gentleman.
I certainly well am, actually.
Mind you, if you got very, very excitable, I wouldn't understand next to you.
It's certainly undermined.
120 for all that memorabilia.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Super. Well,
There were several commission bids on that lot, which drove the bidding up to a great result. Today's sale has definitely been worth a medal, but will it be gold, silver or bronze? Time for me to do the totting up.
Well, guys, I don't know about you, but I think we've had a great day today, haven't we?
I really enjoyed it, actually. Really enjoyed it.
Of course, at the halfway stage, we'd already made £414, so we were well on our way to our £500 target. But how much do you think we've been able to add to that, Geoff?
Don't know, add another 4 and 6.
What, 4 and 6 and old money? No, we've got a bit more than that. We got one of the figures right. We've actually made £1,044.
Hooray! Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Beautiful, that.
That's
All
worth
for
a shot.
Macmillan.
Lovely.
All for the Macmillan Trust.
Absolutely super.
Congratulations, Geoff.
Lovely.
Thank you for being
Thank you.
so generous with your items.
Thank you very much. The auction itself was superb because I haven't been into a showroom for a long time, but the objects that I put in made a little bit more than what I thought. You know, when you think we nearly doubled the amount of money, which is great, and obviously it'll go to a fantastic cause. I chose the Macmillan Nurses as my, kind of chosen charity, if you like, over the last few years. And it's a great cause, and all the money has to be used wisely to actually rid us of this terrible disease.
Macmillan is dedicated to giving emotional support to people suffering from cancer, as well as practical advice, as one of its information support nurses, Natalie Thomas, explains.
Funding is essential for Macmillan to carry on. We help so many people. We just turn up into a high street, an event, anywhere that will attract a lot of people, and then people go away with the information that they really do need.
The £1,044 that Geoff raised will go towards paying for nurses, awareness raising and keeping telephone support lines open.
Financial support is vital for Macmillan. It helps so many people with cancer who are affected by cancer.
It's such a great concern to be involved with over the years, and I'm sure that they will use it wisely.